so focus on the overall plan now. So I moved forward a bit and said, I dislike the title The Adventures of C because it's obvious she'll have adventures. So I censored it, deciding to remove it from here altogether. From this document, and I named it The Summer of C because the action takes place in summer, I think it doesn't give me as much data about the action that will happen, as the other one I think predetermines me too much that she has to have an adventure. So I'm going to be anticipating saying, well, when is the adventure coming? And when is it coming? And I don't want that to happen to the viewer, I want the opposite. For it to be like a summer, something that supposedly has to be relatively pleasant, and that for her, due to her context, transforms into something else. What is the first thing that has to happen for my movie to happen? Claudia has to arrive with her mom. If she doesn't arrive, well, it's impossible, right? So I write it down as it is. I note that they arrive at the campsite with her mom and pets her dog. And I thought that she doesn't get along with her dog, so her dog runs away through the forest. I'm considering that for it to appear as if it ran away, I need to see the dog with a leash dangling. When I spot a dog with a leash, it signals to me that it has escaped, reinforcing the idea of it running away. Instead, if I see a dog like this, I think it's passing by. I thought her dog runs away through the forest. In Chile, campsites are generally by the river. You know that in Chile there are more rivers and mountains. So generally campsites are by the river and there is always a forest. I instantly pictured a Chilean teenager. Constantly, I envision those familiar places. Claudia searches for Gurka, who has run off. My mind drifts to those landscapes I know so well. And that likely upsets her because her mom sends her out to search for her dog, which has run away. And instead, she finds Gurka, but following Gurka, she finds Ramon, who is already in the forest. Ramon and Claudia get along and play. I still have no idea what they can play, but I imagine they play. And Gurka attacks something that belongs to Ramon's grandmother. For that to happen, this has to happen in the... They need to reach Ramon's house, right? Suddenly, I realize what's missing. House of Ramon? They have to get to Ramon's place, correct? At home. Of Ramon? House of Ramon. Claudia goes to the house of Ramon. Gurka attacks something that belongs to Ramon's grandma. What might it target? It could damage the garden, though that seems intricate and time-consuming. Perhaps it goes after something simpler, like chickens or ducks, which I had considered before. These seem more feasible targets for an attack. And I think it will be ducks. So then, it attacks these ducks. The action they are doing... Something in Ramon's house must be significant enough for Claudia and Ramon to be distracted, missing Gurka's attack on the ducks. If they were aware, they might stop it. I prefer they remain unaware because I want the event to unfold as it is meant to. Get Claudia into some kind of trouble. The grandmother insists Claudia pay for the ducks since Gurka killed one and injured another. She sells these ducks, so Claudia is held responsible for the damages. And she is a hard-working woman, so it's not about telling her, oh, don't worry, dear. Her dog killed, but no, it was Claudia's carelessness to leave it. Without tying the dog, she didn't take responsibility for her dog, so the dog killed, I demand. What could the grandmother do to really make it a demand? I'm going to say a very strong word, but it's like threatening. That she will go talk to her parents? Now, I don't want to portray the grandmother as a witch. Imagine something more serious. I just want it to really have significant consequences for her, so she decides to speak to her own parents about it. But Claudia objects, knowing how she interacts with her mother, which complicates it. She wants to solve it. What was trying to solve? Claudia takes a risky action to secure the money, putting herself in danger. What could she do? At this moment, I am pondering the possibilities. She has to do something forbidden, something that is punished by everyone. If I need money, I'll attempt some things, but if it doesn't work out, I'll have to find another way. Maybe Claudia. I came to steal. Watch out. If her first strategy is to steal, I will believe she is a thief as a character. I will believe, oh well, she always steals whenever she has a problem. So here I clearly see I'm missing a couple of scenes. I still don't know exactly what it is. I guess she will try. She will try to talk to her mom. And it won't work. I know I'm missing something there. I'm not going to get stuck on that now, but I know I'm missing it, because otherwise it will read as something I don't want it to read as. Claudia puts herself in danger. How can Claudia put herself in danger? She has to flee. To put herself in danger, I think. And by stealing, well, it's easy. If she steals, she has to be discovered. Someone discovers Claudia. Anyone? Someone discovers her. Claudia endangers herself, and I believe the threat must be tangible because I think it has to be real and literal. The viewer feels that emotion of danger. If she's discovered but nothing happens, the sense of danger is lost. I think there should be a chase in the movie. Maybe she could steal something, adding to the suspense and keeping the audience on edge. Valnia and I to another campsite. Those are areas with many campsites. They are summer areas, so they are full of people. And she goes and sees someone who leaves their wallet to go swimming the river, and it turns out she sees that. She pauses briefly, then moves toward the wallet. As she concentrates on the wallet, she searches for the money inside. The man is observing her, and we realize this before she does. Then a chase should ensue. Honestly, if I notice someone watching me, I would definitely start running away. 15-year-old girl stealing my wallet, the least I would do is run to try to get it back. And she, out of nerves, instead of letting go, takes it with her. So someone discovers her. Claudia puts herself in danger. I still don't know if it's a man or a woman. With whom she will be there, she will have this conflict, but that doesn't matter for now. Claudia narrowly escapes, but be cautious as Gurka is likely involved. I suspect she restrained Gurka out of anger. Gurka was indeed the one who landed her in trouble. Claudia didn't hold Gurka accountable, which is true. She was upset with Gurka and probably tied her up as a result of that frustration. But inside her adolescent thoughts, she would express, sorry for the expression, but damn dog, how did you get me into this problem? So Gurka got her into a problem? Gurka ties him up. I mean, of course, she has to tie him up. Attacks something, threatens. We'll talk to her mom here. Claudia ties up Gurka. Now, we have a piece of information that is important, and that is good, and that came out by chance in this case. But I realize from now on that it serves me. When she chases him for the first time in the forest, Gurka also untied himself, because he's walking with the leash. So then, I can think that in the end, when she is being chased by a man, maybe she is the one who goes towards Gurka because she knows Gurka can defend her. For that, maybe I make Gurka bark at Ramon in the forest at the beginning. So I already noticed that he is a somewhat aggressive dog with people who approach Claudia. Claudia needs him at this moment. She will run towards the forest where she left her dog tied. But by the time she tries to reach him, the man has already arrived and catches her, or the woman, I don't know. I imagined a man. I'll keep saying man. Gurka breaks free. If the dog manages to overpower the man, he won't end up biting him.